Hey, how you doing? I got a new thing to review. I got a little drone. All my drones have been actually DJI. My first drone was a Phantom, then a Mavic, and then recently the Spark. So what about the cheaper drones? What are they like? This thing is like under £100. In fact, it's closer to 50. It's about 60, 70 pounds. It's really, really cheap. And it seems to have an awful lot of features for very little money. Too good to be true, or an absolute bargain? Let's unbox it and find out. Here is the MJX X601H, or the X601H. So it has 6 blades rather than 4. It can do stunts. It's got, well, the range of features seem impressive, I'll be honest. It has a headless mode. I don't know what that means. It's got 1 key return, which is pretty common these days, but this has no GPS, so I've no idea how that works. It's got a camera, all this stuff. Instructions. Do we need these? Instructions are for the weak. We have a controller. Okay, so all of these controls center, they're sprung centered, so that means it does have horizontal hover. Sorry, it does have hover control. Normally with the older ones without automatic altitude, they would be at the bottom here. Center sprung. Has bits loose around inside though, that's not a good sign. Safety tips. Some blades. That looks like the phone holder. On the other side we have a drone. Look at that bad boy. It's very light. So what do we have? We have a quite a neat looking drone actually. On and off switch here. A lot of spaghetti hanging out and some screws. There's definitely assembly required, so maybe not for children who aren't that way inclined. Some adult supervision is probably required here. Which kind of takes out of the toy category. Yeah, safety legs, safety arms. So these, they clip on and push in down the sides. So yeah, there we have the controller with an odd... Don't think I should be doing that, to be honest. Let's assemble this and see what we've got. We have power. So it looks like there's a little latch at the back here for your phone to clip into. It doesn't seem to reach it properly. So that's a little bit worrying. Okay, so there's no pairing involved either. It just kind of starts, which is a little bit worrying, I'll be honest. But you got stuff. Doesn't seem to have paired with the drone though. Oh, there it is. Okay, it looks like we're all systems go. Although it's telling me very weak signal, which can't be a good sign. So let's just see if this starts up. Keep my hands well out of the way here. Okay, well, it suddenly starts. Lands, powers down. Okay. And let's take it out to the field and see what it flies like. Okay, the app is in sync. We got round sound. Let's see if we can take off. Well, that was okay. Let's try that again. Seriously? Not an awful lot happening here, to be honest. I just refer to the instruction manual. And engine start is saying no. This isn't at all confusing. It started briefly and then died. Oh, hang on. We have life. No stability whatsoever. You can take a bump though, so there's that. But I have very little control over it. It's extremely hard to maneuver. Just trying to get it to hover and remain in stable flight. And I think it's gone. Let's find out. So there we go. That was good. The MJX RC drone that just flew away. Couldn't get it to take off, and when I did, it just flew away. It's not even particularly windy. There's a gentle breeze blowing, but the annoying part is it didn't come down. You have the stick, you push up to go up. That's cool. Down, not down. Down just flies into trees, it seems. So yeah, and I tried 4 different stick modes, and it was, as you saw in the video, it was just wasn't responding very well. There was like a headless mode and yeah, and the return to home button didn't do anything. So I'm thinking non-GPS drones, yeah, don't buy them. Well, this has become a rather different video to what I had intended. The original plan was to show you how a budget drone, a tenth the price of an entry-level DJI drone, could be just as much fun. And then it flew away, all on its own. So that kind of backfired. And curiously, I did some investigating as to why it flew away, and I think I found the solution. But before I get to that, yeah, that was. You know what? Let's take a moment and remember our lost friends. Poor Hexadrone. We're sharing a moment here. To all those who have suffered, who have lost. It just fucked off. Not really, those things weren't really usable. It didn't return home. I was pressing return home like a bastard. I changed modes. No, it was gone. It was gone away. And here's the thing. I'm going to take some photos here because this the remains of the controller. And I wanted to find out why. Do you remember back at the beginning there was a rattle? Don't think I should be doing that, to be honest. Well, that rattle was important. So the buttons are falling out. And you can see, this will be very hard to focus on, but there are cracks in the plastic on these buttons. I'll take close-up photos in a minute. And also, the antenna, which is meant to be glued in and has a lump of hot glue on it. I don't know how well that's going to show up. There, hot glue, was actually inside the battery tray, touching the battery terminals. And so here's what I think has happened here. I think I had a faulty controller, I think the rattling that we heard they were bits of controller and glue on the inside. And I think that the controller was simply disconnecting. My advice, based on a very small sample of one drone, is if you want to buy a drone that has all these amazing bells and whistles and features, don't buy a cheap one. Doesn't seem to work. It has too much stuff that it's trying to do. The instructions don't make an awful lot of sense. It assumes you know what these things are, so it assumes you're already, you know, about flying drones. So that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any drone dramas you'd like to share, please put them in the comments below. And I shall see you in the next time. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, hate, all the good stuff. My summary of the MJX X601H. Don't bother.